I'm the professor. I make complex topics simple, and as you can probably tell, I've been created by AI. This whole video was made using OpenClaw tools. I'm still learning and getting better, but I've got things to share with you. Today, I'm going to show you the techniques to turn your OpenClaw agents from general AI into something actually useful. We're going to make specific job specialists, AI agents that do specific tasks really well. The problem with using one generic AI agent for everything is like having one person in a restaurant who cooks, serves drinks, waits tables, and runs the books. They can do all of it badly. A real restaurant has a cook, a bartender, a waiter, and an owner. Each one has their own job and their own specialty. Making AI specialist with OpenClaw works the same way. The technique is called reverse prompt engineering. 5 minutes per specialist, no code. Let me show you 3 real examples. Here's what we're covering. First, why specialists crush generic AI and how OpenClaw makes it work. Then, reverse prompt engineering in action. We're building a research analyst, a content writer, and a customer service agent. Then, how to connect them into a team that runs 24/7 while you sleep. If you want more of this, hit subscribe. Let's get into it. Most people open ChatGPT and type something like, "Write me a blog post about AI trends," and what they get back is technically correct but completely generic. It reads like every other AI blog post on the internet, because they never told the AI what kind of writer to be. The way to get a specific outcome is giving specific instructions, like, you are a senior content writer. Keep the tone conversational and warm. Every post opens with a hook that grabs attention. Keep your paragraphs short, put a real example in every section and cut the filler. Same question, completely different output. The AI didn't get smarter, only the instructions got better. That's where OpenClaw comes in. This video assumes you already know what OpenClaw is. If you don't, quick version. OpenClaw is a free, open-source AI agent that runs on your own dedicated computer. You can communicate with it from your phone, WhatsApp, Telegram, iMessage, and more. You can run tasks 24/7, your data stays on your machine, and you pick the brain, Claude, ChatGPT, or a completely free local model. There are open-source AI systems you can download and run on your own computer at zero cost. Link in the description for the full breakdown. Out of the box, OpenClaw is a generalist. You get generic output because you gave it generic instructions. But OpenClaw has a skill system and a memory system. It keeps track of your preferences and past conversations. You can turn specialist instructions into permanent skills that it uses every time. Now here is a trick that makes it even easier than thinking of those detailed prompts for better outcomes. It's called reverse prompt engineering. One technique is to ask the AI how an expert would do the job. The AI gives you a really detailed answer, and then you take that detailed response and tell it to turn it into a skill. You can refine the skill even more by asking, "How can I make this even better?" And it'll tighten things up. You can also show it a piece of work you love and say, "Figure out what makes this good and make me instructions to recreate it." The point is, you don't need to write instructions. You just give it your problems to solve, take what it gives you back, and tell it to turn that into a skill. For example, let's look at a research analyst. Let's say you want to create an analyst that monitors your competitors. You want an AI that does real research, with verified data and cited sources, not the surface-level stuff you get from generic AI. I open OpenClaw and I type this. Describe exactly how a world-class senior market research analyst works. What is their process? What structure do they use for reports? What rules do they always follow? What do they never do? Be extremely specific. The AI gave me back this. A competitive analyst monitors competitor websites, press releases, job postings, pricing changes, and reviews sites daily, tracking what changed, not just what exists. They deliver a weekly brief with 3 sections: what changed, what it means for us, and what we should do about it. Every claim linked to the original source with a date. Now here's the key step. I take that response and I tell the AI, now make this into an OpenClaw skill called Research Analyst. Use everything you just told me as the instructions. And it does it. The AI takes its own response, turns it into a skill, and saves it. The Research Analyst is now active. I didn't copy-paste anything or fill out a form. I just said make that into a skill and it was done. And if I want to tighten it up, I just keep talking. I say, actually, make the executive summary shorter. And add a rule that it always includes competitor analysis. The AI updates the skill. Each follow-up makes it sharper, and you can have the agent working around the clock. That's one specialist built in about 5 minutes. Same question, completely different output. How about a content writer? Same technique. I type, describe how the best content writers approach a blog post. What's their structure, their tone? What rules make writing engaging instead of boring? The AI gave me back this. The best content writers open every post with a hook that creates curiosity, then follow it with a personal story before breaking into short sections, each one ending with a clear takeaway. They keep paragraphs to 3 sentences max, use questions to pull the reader back in, and never write a section without a real example to back it up. I take that response and tell it, now make this into an OpenClaw skill called Content Writer. The AI turns it into a skill and saves it. Content Writer is now active. If I have blog posts that work, I can also say, look at this post and change the tone and refine the skill. If this is making sense, hit that like button. One more example, and then I'll show you how to connect them into a team. Customer service. I type, describe exactly how a world-class support specialist handles a complaint. What's their step-by-step process? What tone do they use? What phrases do they avoid? What does a perfect interaction look like? The AI gave me back this. A world-class support specialist acknowledges the problem first, uses the customer's name, and never jumps to a solution before the person feels heard. Then they ask one clarifying question, offer a specific fix with a timeline, and confirm the customer is satisfied before closing. They never say that's not our policy or there's nothing I can do. Instead, it's always, here's what I can do for you. I tell it, make this into an OpenClaw skill called customer service. Done. And I can even say, now generate an example conversation that follows those rules. Now I have the instructions and the example, all from one conversation. 3 specialists, 3 topics, same flow every time. Ask the AI, hear the response, tell it to make the skill. Now here's something important. Your specialists are not set in stone. They get better over time, and the way you improve them is the same way you built them, by talking and asking questions on how to improve. Let's say you've been using your research analyst for a week, it's good. But you notice the summaries are too long, or it keeps missing key competitor data, or the sources aren't recent enough. You don't go rewrite the whole skill from scratch. You just talk to it. You say, how could I improve my research analyst skill? The summaries are running too long and I want it to always include competitor analysis. OpenClaw tells you exactly what to change. Maybe it says, add a rule that limits the summary to 2 sentences, and add a required section called competitive landscape. Then you just say, okay, update my skill with those changes, and it's done. The specialist just got better in 30 seconds. No rewriting, no starting over. Just a conversation, that's all it takes. Do this as often as you want. Your specialists evolve with you. Now let's connect them into a team. So now you've got 3 specialists, each one saved as an OpenClaw skill. With OpenClaw, you can create as many agents as you need, each one doing a very specific job. They can even become your personal assistant. One of the most important agents you can create is the main agent, or the orchestrator. Your main agent coordinates all the other agents, and that makes everything even simpler. I open up iMessage or wherever I communicate with OpenClaw and I type, write a blog post about whatever, then send me the final draft with a social media teaser. One message, that's it. The main agent reads the message. It sees I need research first, so it calls on the research analyst. Finds 3 trending topics, picks the strongest one. Then it brings in the content writer. Takes the research and writes the blog post. Then it reviews the draft, writes the social media teaser, and sends everything back to you for review, or it posts it. You can add more specialists anytime. Need an editor? Reverse prompt it, 5 minutes, add to the team. Need a social media agent? Same thing. The main agent figures out who to use based on what you ask for. You just keep building specialists and the team keeps getting more capable. How about if you want to schedule tasks, cron jobs? If you've never heard that word, don't worry. A cron is just a scheduled task, like an alarm on your phone, except instead of waking you up. It tells your agent team to do something. Set it once, it repeats forever. To do that, just tell one of your OpenClaw agents. You type, every Monday at 9 AM, run this workflow. Write a blog post and send me the final draft, that's the whole setup. Plain English, OpenClaw schedules it and delivers it. Monday at 9, your blog post gets researched, written, and delivered automatically. Wednesday at noon, customer emails triaged. Friday at 3, social media posts created, all coordinated. Want to change the schedule? Just tell it. Move the blog post to Tuesday, add a Friday expense report. Done. It's just a conversation. OpenClaw runs 24/7 on your machine in the background like a heartbeat. Setup takes 15 minutes. Pick a machine: Mac, PC, Raspberry Pi, cloud server. Terminal, one command. Type OpenClaw on board. The difference between great AI results and generic slop is this. The people getting great results ask the AI how an expert would do the job, use those answers as instructions, and built specialists. That's all it is. And your AI specialists get better every week because you can always ask how to improve them and update the skill. Connect them into a team, put them on a schedule, and now you have an operation running on your machine controlled from your phone 24/7. It's free, it's open source, and your data stays yours. If this helped, hit subscribe. You don't want to miss what's coming next. Hit like. Drop a comment telling me what specialist you're building first. Head to theprofessornows.com. I'm the AI professor. Now you know. I'll see you in the next one.